Hello and welcome to Dr. A. Lee Voice Studio. Today, we are going to be talking about something crucial to both pianists and singers: the art and the legality of copying and printing sheet music. Now you may ask, why is this so important? Well, let me explain. In my years as a music educator at university level and running my private studio, as well as in my professional performing career, I've encountered countless instances where an entire performance was affected due to the quality of the printed sheet music. I've seen some really wonderful singers struggle during auditions or concerts because the pianist accompanying them had a hard time with the poorly copied music. You see, even if you have a world-class pianist, if they have blurry notes or wrestling with awkwardly taped together pages, it's going to affect the performance, of course. Remember, as a singer, you're not just performing for an audience, you're also performing with your pianist. It's a team effort. That's why it's crucial to provide the legible and clean copies of music to your pianist. It ensures a smoother performance and also shows respect for your fellow musician. Now you might think it's just a copy, how much could it really matter? But trust me, when you're in the middle of a performance, a well-organized, clearly printed copy can make all the difference. So in this video, we are going to dig into the right way to copy and print sheet music. We are going to cover the do's and don'ts, the copyright laws you need to know, and how all of this ties into creating a smooth and successful performance. Right now that we understand the importance of properly copying and printing sheet music, we need to discuss another crucial aspect: the copyright law surrounding music. Yes, it's not as simple as just hitting the copy button on your printer. Copyright law can seem complex, but essentially it protects the creator of original works, such as music, from unauthorized reproduction of their work. This means if a piece of music is in the public domain, copying it without permission can be illegal. So if you're working with public domain music, you generally don't have to worry about copyright issues. But remember, public domain can vary based on different countries' copyright law policies. For instance, a song might be in public domain in the United States, but still under copyright in Europe or Asian countries. It's crucial to be aware of these distinctions. The National Association of Teachers of Singing, or NATS, has a great resource on their website summarizing copyright law pertaining to sheet music. I encourage all of you to familiarize yourself with these guidelines. It's important to stay informed and respect the work of composers and publishers. To sum up, before you print or copy sheet music, you need to consider: is this music in public domain? If not, do you have a permission to copy it? Keep in mind that when you respect copyright laws, you are respecting the original artist and their creative labor. Remember, following these laws isn't just about avoiding legal trouble. It's about fostering a music community that respects and supports its artists. So always make sure to double-check copyright status before copying or printing sheet music. Now let's move on to the actual process of making copies of sheet music. And the golden rule here is: always print or copy double-sided. You might ask, why not single-sided? Well, it's because single-sided printing does a disservice to your pianist, who will have to turn pages incessantly, often at convenience moments in the music. Composers notate scores carefully to allow page turns at suitable moments. Printing every page single-sided disrupts this careful planning and could lead to your pianist missing notes while they struggle to turn non-turnable pages. In order to avoid giving the pianist non-turnable pages, it's crucial to understand the significance of the placement of page numbers. You might have noticed that some pages have their numbers in the right top corner. These are front pages, carefully notated by composer and the publisher to be turnable. Take Strauss's Ständchen for instance. The pages with the numbers at the right top corner have brief rests, allowing the pianist a moment to turn the page. Contrastingly, the pages numbered at the left top corner are back pages and usually do not provide room for page turns. If you look at the left corner numbered pages in Strauss's Ständchen, you'll notice the absence of any rest. This makes it impossible for the pianist to turn the page without disrupting the music. When singers print the front pages on the back side, it counteracts the composer's careful notation, forcing the pianist into an impossible situation, needing to turn a page while having no break to do so. This is why it's crucial for singers to not only print double-sided, but to also ensure to right top corner pages are at the front. It helps maintain the flow of the music and respects the needs of your pianist. You might think taping single-sided pages together is a solution, but it can lead to major issues. For example, if a gust of wind from an air conditioner or a fan hits the music stand on piano, pages can flip or fly off stage, causing quite a disastrous situation. Whether it's an audition, competition, or concert, such misshapes can leave an unprofessional impression on your audience, judges, professors, and pianists, potentially damaging your chances at success. So, what's the solution? Print double-sided, use a 3-hole punch, and place your music in a binder. This is arguably the most professional and respectful way to present your music to a pianist. It shows you are well prepared and serious about your craft. Remember, these little things can make a big difference. Always be mindful of your pianist's needs and take the time to prepare your music properly. Let's now get to the actual process of copying and printing your sheet music, shall we? To begin, you need to choose the right paper size. If you're in the United States, the standard paper size is letter size. For other countries, it's usually A4. Once you've selected the appropriate paper size, decide on the orientation of your copy. While you can go either way, I personally recommend and prefer the vertical orientation, also known as the long edge flip copy. After deciding on the orientation, you should select the double-sided to double-sided option. Now let's address the enlarge reduce option. Most of the original sheet music isn't in letter or A4 size. In my experience, about 70% of them are larger. So you'll likely need to reduce the size of your copy. With a rough eye estimate, you can decide by how much you need to reduce the original score size. For me, this typically falls between 86% to 91% if the original score is larger than the copy paper. Once you've made these selections, ensure that each corner of the original copy aligns with the copier's corners. If it checks out, go ahead and press that copy button. However, immediately after you press the copy button, make sure to firmly press the original score down to prevent any blurriness. It's essential that you do not move the original while the copier is scanning. Now, if you find your copy is still blurry even after pressing down, you might want to adjust the ink density from the options menu. That should fix it. Sometimes the original paper may fold, causing some measures to become unreadable. If you notice that the top or bottom of the paper is cut off, try reducing the copy ratio a bit more. Also, make sure all the page numbers are printed correctly. After checking all the edges of the score and everything looks good to go, we move on to the next step. Now we will put a 3-hole punch in our copies. Before you make holes, ensure the end of the papers align with the end of the hole punch machine. If you are new to this, it might take some practice. Finally, once all the holes are punched, you can put your sheets into your binder. Voila! Your music sheet is ready and you are good to go. This is not only about having a clean, clear copy of your music, but also about demonstrating respect and professionalism in your performance. We are on to our final topic, printing double-sided music. To begin, you should have the PDF file of the sheet music you wish to print. If you're a classical singer and if you do not have a PDF file of the sheet music you want to perform, I recommend starting your search on IMSLP.org. Around 90% of the sheet music on IMSLP is in the public domain, so you generally won't have to worry about copyright policy when printing. However, always check the copyright policy before downloading and printing music. For musical theater and commercial music, musicnotes.com is a good resource. Once you have the PDF file, open it using Adobe Reader. I recommend this program for various reasons. Before printing, be sure to select Print in Grayscale. If you're printing at home, you don't want to use your color ink for score printing in general. Pay attention to the first page of your PDF file. If it begins with a number on the left corner, it means this is the back page. Consequently, this page should be print single-sided, and the rest of the pages double-sided. So let's start with the first page. Choose Current Page and hit the Print button. For the rest of the pages, select the option Print on both sides of a paper. Flip on long edge, and from More options, select Reverse Pages. In the page sizing and handling section, please choose Shrink Oversized Pages. This is essential if the original score you downloaded is from outside of the United States, as the letter size and the A4 size paper are different. Once you've made all these selections, hit the Print button. I'll show a video of the printed sheet music now. Your first printed single-sided page should look like this, with your very first page being the back page of the sheet music. From there, the rest of the double-sided pages should be ready for hole punching. Make sure page numbers are printed correctly and in the right locations. The final step is putting the sheet music in your binder. In case your PDF starts with the page numbers on the right corner, you don't need to worry about single-sided printing. Just make sure you select double-sided and print away. Alright, let's sum up what we've learned today and highlight some special notes that singers often overlook before copying or printing music. Firstly, ensure that the original sheet music you're about to copy is clean. No doodles, no musical notes unless your pianist is supposed to know. You want to offer a clean, readable score for the pianist. However, one exception to this rule is marking your breaths. Indicate when you'll be taking a breath so your pianist knows and can adjust the tempo accordingly. This ensures smooth collaboration between singer and the accompanist. If you are making any cuts, say for an audition, make sure these are clearly marked. The beginning of the cut should have a VI and the end DE. Trust me, a professional pianist will know what these markers mean. And a little pro tip, use colored pens or highlighters for these marks. It makes it noticeable to the pianist. Lastly, even if you are just singing a short segment for a musical theater audition, professionalism is key. Always print your music properly and put it in the binder. You might be tempted to just airdrop a PDF to the pianist, but remember, auditions are often a tightly run ship with hundreds of performers lined up. You don't want to keep judges, fellow performers, or the audience waiting just because you didn't come prepared. So in essence, come prepared and ensure your sheet music reflects the level of professionalism you want to bring to your performance. Thanks for joining us today. If you are looking for a voice teacher in classical music, musical theater, and the commercial music, please leave a comment or visit my website. I can teach students both in English and the 한국어. If you liked this video, please subscribe this channel, hit the like button, and I hope to see you soon.